Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, February 28th. We have all you need to know about a child predator being charged, as well as insights on a new urgent care making its way to Center County.
We also have more on a suspect being charged in the murder of a nursing student, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emma Aken.
And I'm Emma Goldkopf. A Mifflin County man pled guilty and faces a minimum of 10 years in prison for attempting to entice a minor near State College. Gregory Wilson communicated with an undercover FBI agent who was posing as the aunt of a 13-year-old girl. He gave $220 to the woman he believed was the aunt in exchange for spending 2 hours with the girl. Assistant U.S. Attorney Allison Martin said Gregory is a danger to children. A sentencing date has not been set.
Suspended Harrisburg Judge Sonia McKnight was released from jail on bond on Thursday. She was charged with attempted first-degree murder and aggravated assault after shooting her ex-boyfriend in the head. County officials said McKnight posted the $300,000 bond through a bondsman. McKnight has been suspended since November for 7 different violations of rules of misconduct. This is the second time she has been suspended without pay and the second time she has been accused of shooting an ex. McKnight's next court hearing has not yet been set.
A Chicago man is facing 3 felony charges in Center County after using his company credit card for personal purchases. Elijah Manny worked at Enviro Pest Control and allegedly spent over $27,000 on the company card. He bought from luxury brands like Gucci and Movado. Police believe Manny mixed fraudulent purchases and legitimate purchases on the card. Manny is being held at Center County Prison on $20,000 bail.
Geisinger is opening a new $15.5 million primary and urgent care facility in Center County. Geisinger Primary Care Bellefonte is expected to open in November. This location is one of several investments in the past 4 years to expand healthcare services in Center County. All providers and staff at Geisinger's Convenient Care and Primary Care Clinic are expected to relocate to the new building. The new facility will offer dermatology, x-ray, and lab services through walk-in visits or scheduled appointments. We've seen some rainstorms so far this week, but what else should students expect outside? Filippo Formica with Campus Weather Service has the latest details. Take a look.
From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, PSN. I'm student meteorologist Filippo Formica here with your Wednesday evening forecast. Taking a look back on the day, it was a pretty soggy one in State College. A lot of rain that has fallen, 0.7 inches of rain in the last 24 hours here. And those temperatures felt a lot warmer than they have been. We got up to 57 again today in State College, but it was a bit of a dreary day. A lot of rain came through, especially in the mid-afternoon. We saw a line of stronger showers move through, dumping some heavy rain around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And now we are on the back end of a cold front, and those temperatures are starting to drop, currently 48 in State College. And looking across the state, these high temperatures do not look like February. 64 in Erie and Pittsburgh felt more like April in the western third of the Commonwealth than February. Same thing here in the southeast, 63 in Philadelphia. Now, the big difference between these two sides of the state, Erie and Pittsburgh, you hit these highs very early in the morning. That frontal passage came through around noon today, whereas Philadelphia, you still have yet to get into that colder air mass. That cold front is still working its way through the Commonwealth right now. So this is still very, very warm, no matter when that cold front passed. 27 degrees above your normals in Erie, Pennsylvania, and Pittsburgh, 22 degrees above your average. Still going to be very warm considering the eastern third of the Commonwealth, still 13 degrees above average, but 64s in February is definitely something abnormal here. But looking just off to our west, we see that cold front moving through. Kansas City dropped from 75 degrees to 14 degrees. That's a 61-degree drop in 17 hours. That comes out to just about 3.5 degrees of drop per hour. That is all heading this way as things are going to return to more of a wintry feel on our Thursday and our leap day, feeling a lot more like February yet again, especially since we've been basking in this spring-like warmth for the past few days. Looking back at our radar and satellite here, we are seeing this line of thunderstorms moving through the eastern third of the Commonwealth now. Right behind it, you see some snow. So we're going from 60s in the east to snow in western New York there, even portions of the northwest corner of the state seeing some snow as well. So as this line of storms moves through, not a lot of thunder in these short little cells here. As that moves through, our cold front will pass, and we see that colder air working in behind with those snow showers. And as we look out to our west, clear skies ahead. We have high pressure that's going to be dominating the region upcoming here just on Friday. So over the next 24 hours, could be seeing some very strong snow squalls in the northern portions of the Commonwealth. Could see, a coating to an inch, especially in the northern third of the state, even more so as you move closer to the New York State border. And as we get out of this, we will be seeing those clear skies return by 6:30 tomorrow afternoon. So here's our pressure tracker showing that high pressure in control. This is Friday at 6 a.m. You can see that high pressure almost centered right over us here in State College. Sunny skies ahead compared to the last 24 hours, even 36 hours, where things have been a bit gloomy and cloudy. We are going to be seeing that sun come out, but that is at the expense of those warmer temperatures. Temperatures will be crashing back into the mid-30s, into the low 40s, but sunny skies, I'll take that any day of the week. But as we move into the weekend, we could see a little disturbance start to move up the East Coast. That could bring in some showers, especially into the eastern third of the Commonwealth. Could see some showery conditions here in State College, but more so going to be focused east towards Philadelphia and Scranton. For tonight, maybe some snow showers here in State College, low of 24, and it's going to be gusty, 55-mile-an-hour maximum gusts. And those sustained winds are going to be at 20 to 30 miles an hour. So 24, but probably will be feeling like the mid-teens. And as we move into tomorrow, 34 degrees is actually below average for this time of the year. A big change, again, a big swing with that cold front moving through. Some snow showers may linger into the morning hours, but mostly sunny throughout the day. Southerly winds, again, 15 to 20 miles an hour, and those gusts still going to be strong at 35 miles an hour. But those south winds will have an impact as we move into the weekend. Friday, back up to 48 degrees, so a very quick rebound back into some warmer weather for the next few days. Some rain showers possible on Saturday, 51 degrees your high. But as we move into next week, 60, 59, that spring-like warmth returns as we exit the weekend and move into next work week. I know it is spring break for the campus here, but if you're staying in the area for spring break, you're going to enjoy it. That warmer air starting to move in for next week. Could see another system move in Tuesday, Wednesday as another low pressure system slides off to our east. But that is all I have for this forecast. Looking forward to those warmer temperatures as we get into March. Meteorological spring starts on Friday.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Jamie DeBolonia with your sports update. The Penn State wrestling team shut out Edinburgh 55-0 in the dual meet finale. The shutout win allowed head coach Cale Sanderson's squad to close out the regular season with a 12-0 record. Senior Bo Bartlett, ranked number 1 at 141, picked up Penn State's first pin of the dual meet. Bartlett opened up a big lead over Jacob Brenneman and finished off with a pin. The Nittany Lions will now prepare for the 2024 Big Ten Championships beginning March 9th at the University of Maryland. Moving on, Penn State men's lacrosse sophomore Alex Ross was named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. This marks the first Big Ten weekly honor for him. Ross forced 2 turnovers against Navy in Saturday's 13-3 victory. On the season, Ross has 8 ground balls and has forced 5 turnovers. Penn State returns to action on Saturday, March 2nd, when they host Yale at Panzer Stadium. The MLB is back and spring training games are underway in Florida and Arizona. There are still a top-flight group of free agents who have yet to sign new deals. Pitchers Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, third baseman Matt Chapman, and designated hitter J.D. Martinez are still out there as March approaches. MLB teams have spent $2.6 billion on 118 free agents this year so far. They're all looking for jobs, some of them for big dollars, and the clock is ticking. That is all for your sports update. After the break, Juliana Tordo has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Juliana Tordo with your entertainment update. Country rapper and singer Jelly Roll will be performing October 1st at 7:30 p.m. at the Bryce Jordan Center. The 2-time Grammy-nominated artist is best known for songs like Song of a Sinner and Need of a Favor. His Beautifully Broken tour will include Warren Cedars and Alexandra Kay as openers. Tickets will go on sale to the public at 10 a.m. on March 1st via Ticketmaster. Tickets start at just $39. The Penn State Performing Arts Council is hosting a dance competition featuring different on-campus dance organizations. Some of the competing groups include Penn State Dance Alliance, Urban Dance Troupe, and Tapestry Dance Company. The winner will receive a prize of $1,000. Students can see the competition for themselves on Thursday at 7 p.m. in Schwab Auditorium. Kanye West is being sued by Donna Summer's estate for copyright infringement. Kanye wanted to sample Summer's hit, I Feel Love, and his new song, Good Don't Die. Summer's estate rejected the request, so Kanye decided to make an interpolation of the song instead. Donna's estate claims that the interpolation is still considered copyright infringement. Kanye's song has been removed from streaming services, but is still available to those who purchased the track. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Gianna Brown will be speaking with Lena Warda, a Penn State student who is going to med school. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Gianna Brown, and with me tonight is a Penn State senior who is preparing to go to med school, Lena Warda. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, Lena.
Of course.
So, what was it like studying for the MCAT? And how far in advance did you begin studying?
So I would say that it was pretty much not really structured until I got really close to the MCAT, and that's probably on me, but I kind of started studying for it, I would say 4 months prior. And at the time, I was a full-time student as well. So I would say probably around December of last year is when I started studying, and I took it in March 2023. So 4 months-ish.
Okay. So was it difficult to remain involved in those extracurriculars and maintain your friendships during that time period?
I honestly would say so, and I feel like it only was in the beginning because I feel like there is a huge stigma around taking the MCAT and preparing for medical school as a full-time student. And sometimes it's really frowned upon, but I felt like it was just the best option for me. So starting out, it was really difficult to maintain in touch with everyone and stay up to school, but I kind of allowed myself to just fall into the groove of things as time went on. And then as we got to the 2-month mark, I would say, I kind of cut off a lot of that fun stuff. So, got rid of my social media for 2 months and kind of just focused on the prize, which was just getting that exam done. But it was worth it. And I let everyone in my life know, like, hey, this is my goal, this is my dream. So bear with me for the next 2 months. But in terms of school, it honestly wasn't that difficult. I would say the biggest thing is just having a structured schedule, which a lot of people don't really talk about enough. But as long as you organize yourself for success and you allow yourself time to study as well as be a full-time student and be involved in those extracurriculars, you're golden.
Thank you for sharing. So what were some of your best studying tactics? Like, what helped you retain information the best?
I would say that, honestly, like I said, that organization. So I would make a study schedule every day of what subject I wanted to do that day and how I wanted to do it. For example, during the weekdays, because I was a full-time student and I had those classes from like 9 to 5, I made sure that I got at least an hour of one subject to read and do multiple choice questions. So that was just like an example of a weekday. On the weekends, I would structure myself to have a full-time practice exam, so like 8 hours on Saturdays, from like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I would reserve a room at the library or go to my research lab and just make sure I was zoned in. And honestly, that was a really good method for me. I know it's not a good method for everyone, but once again, everyone's different. But I would just say kind of having that structured schedule and having it written down physically in front of me, like this is what I'm going to be doing every day, was the best way to go.
Absolutely. Once you finished taking the MCAT, what were your next steps?
So because I decided that I wanted to apply immediately after taking my MCAT, I knew that I had to start writing my personal statement, reaching out to professors for letters of recommendation, and kind of just filling out the rest of that application. What's really nice about Penn State in particular is that we have a pre-health advising program. It's actually located in Rittner, and it is wonderful. And what they do for you is they give you like a mock application, and they give it to you pretty early on in the spring semester. So during the MCAT studying, obviously I didn't do much, but I kind of just looked at it and got an idea of what I wanted to do. And then once I took the MCAT in March, I kind of started filling out that mock application. The pre-health advising committee then allows you to do a mock interview with them. So I kind of did this whole mock application and interview before May. So the actual application, the American Medical College Association application, comes out at the end of May. I had it all done before then, and I just kind of like copied and pasted it all in there, and it would not have been possible without Penn State pre-health advising.
That sounds great. And a lot. It really set you up for a great future. So what was it like going through that application process, and how did you narrow it down to choosing Jefferson?
Jefferson was always the dream, and I think it's because I go to Penn State that Jefferson was just kind of like at the top of the mountain for me. There's just a lot of positive things about that school, and I think it's because we do have that 3+4 program here where a lot of our students are already matriculating directly into Jefferson, that I heard a lot more about the community that was there, and because it's located in the heart of Philadelphia, I kind of wanted like a different atmosphere in my adult years. So love Penn State, love where it's located, but I'm ready to move on to the city, and I just feel like there's a wide variety of opportunities in Philadelphia, and that's ultimately why I chose Jefferson, along with its absolutely amazing community.
Yeah. So what is the overall end goal? Like, what are you working towards after all of this?
So honestly, the first goal I have is to make it through medical school. Yeah. Same way, like getting through undergrad is just like, you know, one step. I hope to hopefully matriculate into a dermatology residency and then do a couple of years in that. And that way I'll be able to focus on skincare. I've been shadowing dermatologists throughout the past few years, and I feel like that's genuinely what I would enjoy doing. And then hopefully getting an additional residency in Mohs surgery, which actually deals with removing skin lesions and skin cancers from individuals. And I feel like that would just be a really fruitful career for me and help my patients, hopefully in the future. So that's honestly the end goal. And hopefully staying in Pennsylvania as well, because I really do love it here.
Yes. And lastly, what would your advice be to students that are going through what you've now already been through and currently working through?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing I would want people to know is just to stay positive. Have a good support system around you. Don't beat yourself up about it. I know there's a lot of stigma around matriculating into med school directly after college. Whether you decide to take a gap year or not, it's completely fine. Everyone's on their own path. Just try to maintain a positive outlook, and if health career is what you want, then go right after it. Nothing's impossible.
Thank you so much. Lena, thank you so much for coming in tonight and telling us more about your journey to med school. Stick around, because coming up next, Emma and Emma will have the latest news from across the nation.
2 soldiers who died in a helicopter crash last Friday have been identified. Brian Andrew Zemick and Derek Joshua Abbott died after their military attack helicopter crashed during a routine training flight. The helicopter crashed just 20 miles north of the base that both men were stationed at. The National Weather Service registered 2 21-mile-per-hour wind gusts just before the crash. The Mississippi National Guard is currently investigating the incident.
A suspect has been charged in the death of a college student whose body was found on the University of Georgia campus on Thursday. 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra has been charged with malice murder, felony murder, aggravated battery, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, kidnapping, hindering a 911 call, and concealing the death of another. There was no indication that Ibarra knew the victim, 22-year-old Locken Riley. Ibarra was booked into the Clark County Jail on Friday night.
An Alabama judge is in critical condition after he was shot by his son on Sunday. Johnny Hardwick was allegedly assaulted and then shot by his 36-year-old son, Kalfani Hardwick, in a domestic dispute. Kalfani fled the scene and is being charged with first-degree domestic violence and certain persons forbidden to possess a pistol. He pled guilty to second-degree assault in 2014 after shooting a family friend in the head, but served no prison time. Judge Hardwick remains hospitalized.
President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are both planning to visit the southern border on Thursday. The two are dueling for an advantage on immigration in the expected campaign rematch later this year. Biden is traveling to Brownsville, Texas to speak with border agents on bipartisan legislation. Trump is traveling to Eagle Pass, Texas, nearly 300 miles away from where Biden will be visiting. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.